Hi, I am finally here to do my video on my most used beauty of 2019. I know it's February. Sorry, I'm going to just quickly try to run through the items that I have used on the constant, over and over, repurchased, use for at least the last year and into now still. Many of these items will be things that most people don't even talk about. I'll be honest with you. It's not like the newest, latest palettes really for the most part or anything. But these are definitely my honest, best favorites. I grab them, that's what I reach for, that kind of thing. So if you are not new to my channel at all, if you have been with me for a while, none of this will come as much of a surprise to you because I show it and use it and everything all the time. If you are new to my channel, just need to know that I am all about looking as kind of natural in a way, so I'm not going to be showing anything too glam. I mean, there will be a little sparkle in there and there will be a few, colorful things, but nothing major. So if you're looking for a sort of a natural look, take a look and see what my favorites are. Here we go. So I'm gonna just go in order of pretty much how I put these things on my face when I'm getting ready in the morning for the most part. And all the items will also be linked down below so that you can just have a quick click and find anything you might be interested in. So let's start off with my moisturizer. This was a long time coming. I've tried so many moisturizers and I give everything a good try, and there have been some really good ones. I can think of a few over the years that have just been, on the tops of my lists. But this one has been different than all of those. And I am hooked. I'm absolutely hooked. And it is the Argan oil. Now this is the Reserve. The Reserve is an oil that utilizes almost the entire plant of the argan tree. And there's only so much to go around. And once it's gone, it's gone. They harvest it once a year. And I do believe that this has sold out and it won't be available again until next year. But however, the regular argan oil and argan oil light, we have two options there, regular and light. They both work massively, wonderfully well for so many things. And I'm a complete argan oil person now, I think. I have seen such a difference in my skin since sticking with this. I felt and see such a huge difference with this. So I highly recommend it. The next fall, pretty much, is when the Reserve comes back out again. Mark your calendars, get a bottle of this. It's amazing. I wish I would have gotten two. But yeah, it's such good stuff. I happen to know also that the regular argan oil is fantastic. Been using that forever. You can use it anywhere, absolutely anywhere you want to add moisture. It comes in like a dropper, and the other does too. You just take a couple drops in my hand, the palm of my hand, and I just sort of rub it together and I just pat it into my face and into my neck and chest. Oh, and it just sinks right in. It's just amazing. And then I'll also put a couple drops and do this and go like that across my hands and get my cuticles. This is the best stuff for cuticles. Oh, and dry elbows, anywhere. You can put it all over your entire body. You can just put it in your hair. You can just have some in your hands that you sort of spread around and just kind of tame the flyaways. And it can be used as like a sleeping treatment for your hair. So many ways. Anything that's dry, pretty much, just add this and you are good. My skin feels like a baby's butt. I mean, it is so soft. It's really done a great job on hyperpigmentation. It has lessened my lines, my up here, so much more than it. I mean, seriously, yeah, I'm blown away, amazed. I'll shut up now. Argan oil. Do it. Love it. When it comes to concealer, I am kind of obsessed with finding a good one. And I have two that I use consistently and have been using consistently throughout the year. I've tried others and I have some others that are really good and I've talked about them and they are still really good. But hands down, these are my two favorites. One is more of a high-end brand and the other one is $5.99. So I would have to say that the more expensive one is better than the least expensive one. However, it's really good for $5.99. And that one is the Liquid Camouflage High Coverage Concealer by Catrice. I get it in Honey, is the color I have here. And it's got a good consistency. It doesn't cake up. It just works very, very well. Conceals well, and no complaints. Just a beautiful, beautiful concealer. Now my higher end one that I do like better, dang it, but I'll be honest, I really do, is, oh, I'm getting really low too. You can see through the bottle. My Chanel. My Chanel in the color 20 beige. That's what I use. I have a mirror over there. I mean, it just absolutely pats in beautifully, wears beautifully, looks like my skin, just takes care of every little dark bit. I can't say enough about it. Now I want to do this side. I love it. You can use a brush, you can use your finger, whatever you want to use. Just tap it in. Oh, beautiful. I love it. I love it. So those are definitely my two all-time best used, most used of 2019 and so far into 2020 for concealers. Okay, foundation. Again, this will be no surprise to any of you who know me well. I've been loving the IT Cosmetics CC Plus, that whole Your Skin But Better, the SPF 50, love that. I love the delivery system, the little tube with it that has the pump. Perfect. I am in the color light. And it's just, you know, one pump does it all. It's amazing. The other one that I have been adoring and using over and over and over again, and this is, I think, my third one, is, that was a lipstick, is my Lancome stick. And I get this one in 210 Buff Neutral. And I'm at the end of this one, as you can see. It's just such a good concealer stick. I mean, it's just, it blends right in with my skin. This is the whitest part of my whole entire body here. And it just blends in beautifully. Everything looks nice. It stays beautiful forever. It doesn't crease or wear off funny. Really, really like this. And then more new in my lineup, I have been loving the IT Cosmetics Celebration Foundation Illumination. I think the illumination part is what got me. I tried this when it first came out and I liked it, but I still felt powdery. You know, I didn't really want to use a powder foundation and feel like I looked powdery. But adding that illumination, originally I was afraid of that. You know, I didn't want to look sparkly or anything. It does, whatever that is, whatever they put in there to make that illumination part, it works because you don't look glowy, shiny, sparkly or anything. It just adds enough something that gives your skin some life. And that's what we're talking here. And I love it. I apply it almost always with a brush. I'll talk about my brushes later. And you can just pop it on, use circular motions, rub it in. Ah, it's just heaven. I love it. It's good. It's simple. It's so easy. You're literally just taking a brush and slapping this on. And I kind of rubbing it into your skin. Oh, your skin just looks flawless and beautiful, and it looks like skin. So I love this. Loving the heck out of that. Okay, now let's talk powders. I use Primed and Poreless as an under eye setting powder. It's not intended for that. It's intended for pores. However, because it's so finely milled to work for, to make your pores look like they're not there, it works wonders for that area that, if you have some texture under your eyes. And I just use a little, this type of a brush, which again, we'll talk about. I just gently pat it in there and it just keeps it totally bulletproof. And sometimes I can put a little bit on my nose, any other place you're kind of a little bit shiny. I don't know what it is, but it works beautifully that way. And I highly recommend Primed and Poreless as an under eye setting powder. This is a favorite of mine. I've talked about it many times before. I feel like I'll never use it up, which is wonderful, because it's hard to find now, but I did find it, so I would grab one if I were you. I've not found anything that works like it. It's just really that good. It's a Laura Mercier Candle Glow Sheer Perfecting Powder, and this is in number 1. And it's just perfect. It gives you that look like you're glowing, like you're in candlelight. Do you know what I mean? You can hit the high points. You just look more alive. I don't know. I think it's beautiful. I love this. I get a lot of compliments on my skin whenever I wear that too. Okay, brows. Hands down, my all-time favorite, use the majority of the time, is my Anastasia Brow Duo. And I use it in medium brown. And I've been at this pretty much same level for the longest time. If you watch any of my videos, you'll see that I've hit pan a long time ago. This thing lasts and lasts and lasts. And I have a backup already, but I'm not going to break into it because it's stupid. If I have this much still left, why, right? So I use it every single day pretty much. And I use it with an angled brush from Smashbox, which again, I will talk about. I don't know why, but it's the best. So I've tried other brushes. For some reason, this is the one I love the most. I don't know why, but it's true. But anyway, I just go over my eyes with this. It's 2 seconds, done. Love it. So simple. Eyeshadows. Okay. Here's where I'm not going to show you the same palettes that everybody else is talking about. I've tried them. I love eyeshadow palettes. Like it's my weakness. It's like getting a new box of crayons. I love eyeshadow palettes. They're just so much fun to play with. So anyway, these happen to be the grouping of the ones where I'm going to quickly run through them and explain quickly why I love them. And I reach for these 90% of the time. Okay, number one, this MAC, it's the Dusky Rose ×9. I love these colors. They just go with absolutely everything, and your eyes just look fresh and beautiful. Love this one. That is a really good one. Thrive Cosmetics, if you don't know much about them, great company. Just love it. And it's cosmetics. They give a lot of their proceeds to helping different women's causes. But they have several different 4-pan eyeshadow quads that are wonderful. And this is number 2. It's volume 2. And I really like these so much. And they look beautiful on the eyes. So this is my favorite. Love that of those Thrive. Now this Chanel palette, you know, it's Chanel. It's a bit pricey, but I'm telling you, these colors, you could take this anywhere. Like if you're going to be, in the Emmy Awards, if you're going to be the halftime entertainment at the Super Bowl, if you're going to the library, if you're going to Target, it doesn't matter. You can make this work perfectly for whatever it is you're doing. So if you are in any kind of a bind and you're just like, I need something, this is the one right here. And this is in what they call medium. That's just beautiful. And these colors are amazing. They blend well. I can slap it on in 2 seconds and it always looks good. I don't know, it's weird. For a less expensive, very simple, totally basic eye look, I love the Naked Palette 2 in the basics, the Naked Basics 2. Just perfect. The one is a little more warm. You definitely have more warm tones in here. This isn't exactly cool, but it's not as warm. And I personally think this looks better on most people. And it definitely looks better on me than the other. This is a Viseart palette that I made myself. Like I concocted the color scheme myself. So I got this blank case. It's an empty case, and I linked where you can get them below. They're not easy to find. So I got this, and then these just pop right out of your Viseart palette. So if you have a couple palettes that you go back and forth between, and I do, but these are the 2 that I used most to get this, collection. You can do that, and it's so wonderful. It's a really nice palette. It's just, you put your colors, whatever you use, and I know that if I grab this, I can do any look for most situations with it. So I'm good with this. And yeah, I like being able to just take this one with me and pick out my favorites, and then I can change them around anytime I want. Perfect. This one, my Lorac Mega Pro. This is the very first Mega Pro. They have others since then, but this to me is just the very best. There is not anything you couldn't do with all of these colors and all of these shades, yet they're not, you've got different colors involved, yet they're not crazy. So if you are boring and you're like me with your eye look, this is so, so good. It comes with a really nice mirror. Can't say enough about that. And then lately, my newest favorite that I reach for all the time, it's a set of 3 that you get for a very good price. All 3 are very, very good, and I do use them all, but this is the one I reach for the most. It's in the Laura Geller, I think it's called the Holiday Palette, I don't remember, Holiday Celebration, something like that. Anyway, this is the Family Celebration one, and these colors are just wonderful, and it does come with that blush and highlight too, which I've used on the eyes also. It gives you just a beautiful glowy look, and I think it's beautiful. So those are the eyeshadow palettes that I use the most. I know no one talks about all those hardly ever, but I'm being honest, I use those the most. Okay, these are also eye shadows, sort of. They're eye shimmers, and they are from Lorac, and I have Lace and Cashmere, and I love them. They're those luxe diamond things where they have like, little diamond bits somehow in there or whatever. They just add a little something, and I find that I've been using these almost every time I do my makeup. I mean, it's just kind of interesting. You can really pack it on if you want a lot of sheen, but they don't have like sparkle so much as just more of a shimmer. What I do is I just add it right here in that inner third, right over whatever eye colors I put in on. And it just adds just enough something, little sparkly bit there that just livens up your look or something. Just livens your eyes and just makes your eyes seem to sparkle, even though they're not. But you know, well, they might be. So I just really, really like using these. And my favorite, I believe, would be the Cashmere. My second favorite is the Lace. The Lace is more golden. When it comes to eyeliner, this past year, I have pretty much almost exclusively, almost completely and totally only used the Laura Geller Kajal, the Laura Geller Kajal Longwear Eyeliner. I love it. I wear smoky quartz 92% of the time, and occasionally I will throw in the Twilight Coal color. And I have a couple others that I've only used maybe once or twice, but these are what I will constantly use. Now they're bigger, you know, wider and thicker than your average, than your average one, as you can see. And that seems like that would be really scary. You get it everywhere, but you don't. That's what the most amazing thing is. It's like, especially with the colors like this, with the smoky quartz, you can just add enough, just one swipe, and you got it done. And it's not so dark that it's a dark black and you have to be precise or whatever. And it's already smoked out for you. Ta-da, done, one and done. So I just cannot say enough about them. I love them. Simple. Done. And you don't look like you have that black line, you don't look like eyeliner. And if you're wanting that look, great. But if you're not, if you just kind of want to look like your lashes are thicker and darker, which is originally the whole idea behind eyeliner, then this is your best bet. Loving it. Not easy to find for some reason again. But again, I did find some. I stocked up. Okay, mascara. I have probably tried maybe 5 different mascaras this past year. And many of them are very, very good. Really, really like them. But hands down, all-time favorites, if I'm heading out of the house, if I'm going on a vacation or something, and I'm grabbing one, it will be one of these 2, and that's all there is to it. First one being one that nobody talks about. Again, apparently I don't know, but the Laura Geller Lash Boss. No one talks about Laura Geller to begin with, hardly at all. I guess I'm the only one that does. Laura Geller Lash Boss. I love this mascara. This is probably my 6th tube of it. I just really, really like it. I love the tube itself, or the brush itself. Okay, it's got this, it's a really, really tiny little bristles along here, and then they're higher bristles on that end. So that real close cut bristle thing, you can really get in there, and you're getting very close to your lash line. And it's perfect because you can really get up against your eyelid. And then the longer bristles just help to fan out the length, it does the lengthening bits there. And plus this smaller end is perfect for these under. And then your eyelashes don't look clumpy and spider-leggy. They just look darker and longer and thicker and defined. And I can't say enough about it. I love it. They don't flake off, or, you don't get bits on your cheeks or anything like that from it either. So I really do like that. And my second favorite, not in any particular order, is the Thrive. This is one of the very best. It's the liquid lash extensions. This stuff is amazing. I don't think many people talk about this much either, and I don't really get why. I do have a place to click down below for any of the things I mentioned for Thrive, that if you spend $50, you get $10 off. So go ahead and use that if you plan on getting anything from Thrive. Thrive, love this. Liquid lash extensions. If you've tried it, you know what I'm talking about. It's just good stuff. Again, it's this kind of a short bristled brush, like a plasticky bristles, not your average brush bristles. But it's short enough and small enough you can really get in there, which is, I really appreciate. Nothing's worse than not being able to get close to where they come out of your eyelid. Again, it lasts all day, looks beautiful, never clumpy, nothing falls out, beautiful. Okay, for bronzer and contour. Usually I don't really bronze much. I'm just really pale, and I try to a little bit just sometimes, but I don't know. I have to use a very light hand, otherwise it just looks awful. But I do use contour more often than not. And the one I've been using for both is this Cali Contour Palette by Smashbox. Really liking this palette, especially for the contour, but I've been using the bronzer some too. But this is the contour. You can see I've definitely hit pan. But it's just such an easy, I like that it's matte. I like that it's like, it looks like a shadow. You know what I mean? It doesn't look too bronzy. And you can just put a little bit there. All of a sudden you have cheekbones. I can just add a little bit to the jawline. It's just adds a little bit, and then I'll take whatever's left on the brush and just kind of do one of these just to add some color, you know? And so then you sort of look a little bit more alive. I love that about it. So it's super, super simple. And this is the bronzer, which is fantastic. You also have 3 highlighters and a blush involved, which I've used, but not nearly as much as the contour, and I also use the bronzer. So both of those work well in this compact. If you think you'll use all of those items, then it's even more worth it, but this is a good one. Okay, when it comes to blush, that's another tough one because there are so many that I really, really like. But in general, I find that my favorites are usually by Chanel. This one is gorgeous. It's called Rose Bronze, and it's just such a beautiful, beautiful color because it gives a rosy tint that's not too pink. That bronze bit there just adds a little, oh my gosh, something that just makes, it's just beautiful. And I just think it's a very gorgeous color and just makes you look a little bit glowy. I don't know, I love it. So, and it's to me, it's absolutely worth it. And then other than that, my very favorite blushes almost always come from Tarte. The Tarte blushes are just something special. I don't know what it is. My 2 favorite colors are Exposed and Party. It's a whole lot of A's. They just, again, just give you that flush of color, not too much. They last all day. Love them. As far as highlight goes, I don't really use highlight much. I mean, I don't want that strip of, you know, landing strip of sparkle or anything. And I find that this works the best for me. And it's the Hourglass Ambient Lighting lighting powder in Luminous Light. Now this, again, it's in the small container, and I linked the small down below. You can also get the bigger ones, but I don't feel like there's much of a need unless you're using this like crazy. But in general, this is so much. It just gives this real pretty, I'll just use the viewfinder, just a bit of a glowiness. It's not a sparkle in any way. It's not too, it doesn't look like a wet slick anything. It just gives life, and I add a little tip of my nose. You can put it wherever you want, obviously. But it just, I don't know, it's perfect. I'm loving it. Perfect highlighter in my opinion. Now for setting spray, I've tried many, many, many. And my favorite is the Urban Decay All Nighter. This happens to be the last bits of my summer solstice. It was a different smell, you know, a different scent that they offered last summer. So this thing has, you know, it lasts and lasts. And I spray about 7 pumps, 6 or 7. I'm just all over. I love it. It's a nice fine mist, good stuff. Can't say enough about it. Love it. Okay, when it comes to lip products, this was tough. I absolutely love lip products. I love trying lip products, and that's just all there is to it. But I came up with 3 liners that I use pretty much no matter what. These are the ones. So most times, almost every day, I use Dervish by MAC. It's just this absolutely perfect, perfect color. And it goes with so many of my lipsticks. And then because this was a little bit kind of peachy pinky, if I want to kind of take down the peachy pinkiness, I grab Subculture. Just right under there. In the top, Cupid's bow. That alone makes a huge difference. So highly recommend that one. Good. And then anytime I'm using a darker lipstick toward the reds or berries or anything dark, which I don't do very often, but if I do, this is definitely the one I use, unless it's a true red, which I pretty much never do. It's called Half Red. And I think it's just a beautiful, beautiful color, because especially if you want to have that kind of a look of, you know, a stronger lip color, but you're not one to ever wear them and you feel crazy when you do, this is a good one because it's got that in-between thing that gives you that generalized look without, you know, being completely lips. Half Red. Let me show you what this would look like. Oh, okay. This top one here. Okay. So you see, it just gives that, you know, I have darker lipstick on, and this is just lined and filled in a little bit lightly. You could go way darker with it if you want. But when I wear a darker lip color, I will put that on first, and then let's see. Even if I put something like my Chanel lip balm, the Healthy Glow lip balm, different colors, and this is in the color Deep. It's a balm, but it has color to it. I will do that liner first. And then I have color, and I love that. So these are the three I use almost all the time. Okay, quickly I'm gonna show you 4 lip colors and 3 glosses that I use a lot, and we'll leave it at that, but suffice it to say that I love lip colors and trying new things. It's one of the newer things I tried, and I absolutely adore it. It is by Givenchy, and it's one of those that it looks black in the tube, but it comes out to be your tone when it comes to the pH balance and so forth. And this one is so good. I've never seen it look bad on anybody. You just get this perfect plummy, kind of a plummy glow. And I really, really like this. And then for me, trying to find a nude type of a lip where you don't look, you know, like you have dead lips or that you've, you know, lost all blood flow. I really like this one. It's the Cream Sheen by MAC. It's in Modesty. And I just think this is a beautiful color for so many things and easy. So this is a good one to keep in the car. Livens up your face just putting that on, yet you don't have to commit to a color. So yeah, I really like that one. And then here are 3, you can use them as toppers or they can be standalones. Especially this one is the most used in my group. This goes with me wherever I go, and I put it on top of almost everything. It's Sugar Sugar by Marc Jacobs in the gloss stick. Love it. It just adds that element of shimmer and that slip that you want. So any lipstick feels like a lip balm. I love it. Good stuff. And then they also have it in this color, which is so good. It's the Mocha Chocolata. And it is just a, you know, beautiful color. A little pinkier, whereas Sugar Sugar is pretty much just like a gloss. And then we have a Chanel lip gloss it's the Rouge Cocoa Gloss in number 722. It's just kind of one of those perfect all the time, use whenever things. I mean, come on, is that not perfect? Love it. So that's basically it for the actual makeup stuff. Now I have some brushes I want to run through real quick because they make all the difference to me, and a couple other things I want to show you. So stick with me, okay? Hang in there. It's not much longer. Okay. First of all, I don't know if I can pronounce this. It's like gua sha or something like that. It's a jade. You can also get them in like rose quartz, little tool thing. And I do use this, and I actually feel like I see a difference. I don't know how, I don't know why, but I do. It's so cooling, number one. Because it just keeps such a coolness to it. Just to put under your eyes in the morning. You can depuff if you want to, and just use this, the way it's contoured, just to kind of push outward, and it just does something for your lymph nodes, and oh my gosh, it feels so good for draining. You can just definitely do all this kind of thing. Oh, it feels so good. And then this, I really like to go here. It feels good, and it definitely feels like it, I don't know. It just really does feel like this looks tighter after you use it. It's amazing. The longer you do it. So anyway, I like that. I wanted to show it. Okay, we're quickly running through brushes. This one, love it. It's a precision angled brush by Sigma. Again, I'll link them all below. I use it for under eye concealer or spot concealing. It's just kind of perfect. Love this one. This is my blush brush. It's actually a stipple brush, and mine's very old. It started off like totally flat, but it's, broken off a little. I mean, we're talking 10 years or more old, very old. I love this for blush because it's got this very loosely packed, not dense, whatever that would be called, bristle bit at the front. And there's like no way you can overdo your blush. I tend to be too heavy-handed otherwise. I mean, you can just go in there. You don't have to worry. Just, and you can just do your blush and not even worry about it. It's just, you're good. You're not going to get too much. Easy. Love it. For eyeshadow, these are my two favorites. We have my Sigma Flat and a Sigma Blending. And there's that goes in this part here. So good, so good. Love these. They clean like a dream. And we'll talk about that in a minute. This is an expensive brush, but I have to be honest with you, it is worth it. It is by Marc Jacobs. It's amazing. It's got this angle to it. It is like a teddy bear. It is so densely packed, and it works so nicely with anything liquid, stick, powder, any kind of a foundation you want to apply. This will apply it beautifully. Love it. Now this is a brush by Tarte that I came across or somehow got in like a set, I believe, a long time ago. But again, it has this angled bit to it, and I found one with a different handle that's exactly like it from Tarte that I linked. And it is just so dense and it's packed beautifully. I use this end to kind of chisel in there for the contouring, and then I can, you know, use the flatter part for other parts. So really like that. I use it every single day. These two brushes are similar in what they do. This one is a little not as densely packed, and this one is definitely more densely packed. This one is the one I use 9 times out of 10 for under eye powders or just any kind of powdering that I want to do just in certain spots. Okay, just love it. This also works beautifully well as a contour. So it really gets right in there if that's mostly what you're doing for contouring, or if you want to contour your nose. That works out really well too. So love this one for that. And this Sigma, it's a concealer blend kabuki. It's so good because it is more dense. You could do your whole foundation with it, but if you're doing your concealer, this is a perfect for all your under eye concealer. The smaller one works just better for spots, you know, little bits. But this for the full under eye, oh, it just fits right in there beautifully. And I love it, and it feels good, and it works like a dream. So those are my favorite brushes. And then last but not least is the brush cleaner I use. I adore this. And look, I'm almost at the very end. I'm starting to panic over that. I need to get more. It's the brush bath. I love this stuff. After every single time I use a brush, every morning, you know, whatever, and I use with, again, a favorite of mine are these microfiber towels. These work for everything. It's like a washcloth size microfiber. Oh my gosh, they come in different colors. If you don't want white, you can just wet them and clean off your makeup. You can just use them for all sorts of things. They're absolutely amazing. And I just, you spray your used brush, just like one spray here, one on the other side, and I just quickly go like this with them. All of the makeup is gone, and it's dry enough to just go ahead and use again, directly again. It's really good. So between deep cleanings, which I'll be honest, I don't deep clean very often because this works so well, I use this and I love it. Absolutely love it. And these cloths, so good. They clean your glasses, they clean your technology, your screens, your mirrors, your face, everything. So there you go. Those are my most used beauty items from 2019. And I just love them. I really do. They are workhorse pieces that you really can't go wrong with. But I also really look forward to trying all the new things that come out in this next year. So there you have it. Thank you so much for joining me. I always appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe, do all 3 if you like, and I will see you again real soon.